Hello, and welcome to Old Toy, New Joy, the show where I share with you my previously enjoyed toys I've purchased from online sources, thrift stores, and collector shows that once belonged to someone else. Not too long ago, we featured on Old Toy, New Joy an episode about POGs from the 1990s. Just yesterday, I was at my local thrift store and came across POG Slammers in 2 baggies. Just over 50 of them. So I thought, oh man, I gotta do another video to talk about the Slammers. And if you're not sure what POGs are, or it sounds kind of familiar, or you don't know much about the history, I did shed a little bit of light in the episode playing with vintage POGs. So please check it out. And this video will complement it quite nicely. So these are Slammers, the thicker, harder plastic discs which are used to slam down on a stack of POGs. Here's a POG, which is made out of paper. And here's a beautiful Slammer. And as you can see, it's quite a bit thicker. And it's made out of plastic. Metal ones are even better. I have not come across a metal one yet. The plastic ones are most common. So we'll quickly look at them, and then maybe we'll focus in on a few of my favorites and take a look and see who made them and what, if anything, they're advertising. So here's a quick overview. These only cost me about $8 at the thrift store. And the reason why I mention that is because they are highly collectible. So if I was on eBay, which is pretty much your best bet to get anything these days, it would cost me a lot more than $8 to get these. Especially if these were the ones I wanted. I wouldn't be able to get them all from one seller. And you got to factor in shipping and if there's any other sorts of costs or fees to get it across the border. So I jump on certain deals when I see things like that because I sort of consider, well, what are my options? Actually, I do like this. I do want this. What would I be paying on eBay? Sometimes when I'm in the thrift store, I'll jump on the internet if I got my phone with me, and I'll take a look at what the going rate on eBay is to see if it's something worth getting at the thrift store, especially if it's something I'm not very familiar with. And when I first saw the POGs a few weeks ago at the thrift store, I knew what they were, but I didn't know anything about them because I did not collect POGs. When they were out, I was, as I say in the video, I was about 20, so I wasn't collecting POGs, but I knew of them, and I knew that they were a hot item in 1994-95. Very hot item with kids. So we'll start off with these two. We've got a couple of sort of plain plastic, well, they're all plastic, but plain Slammers, and this one says Yin and Yang, and this one says Schmecky Slammer. And if you look on the back, probably won't be able to see. You can kind of see. They're called Lunchmate Slammers from 1995 by Schneider's. So there you go, Schneider's food company, who's making lunch meats and cheeses and everything else, a lot of things for kids' snacks, was jumping on the POG and POG Slammer bandwagon and putting out Slammers. They probably put out POGs too if they put out Slammers, but I don't think I have any of those. And here are 3 different shiny red Slammers. This one is advertising the movie Casper, and we did feature some Casper POGs in the last video. Here's a Barbie one. I didn't see any Barbie POGs. So that was by Mattel. Or I guess, sorry, they're all POG. They're made by POG, but Mattel, of course, is the distributor for the merchandise. And then I remember this show was out for a couple of years, a 3D animated show called Reboot. And we did have some Reboot POGs in the last video. And in the POG video, I had some featuring NHL teams. And here's a Tampa Bay Lightning Slammer. And my team, or was my team, the Edmonton Oilers. Here we have a slammer of the Warner Brothers and their sister Dot. I used to watch that Warner Brothers Bugs Bunny, I can't remember what the name of it was, cartoon after school. It's very funny. Lots of Disney POGs out there. So here's a Lion King Slammer. Very nice. And Pocahontas. Here's some Slammers with skull themes. There's actually a lot of heavy metal themed POGs in the mid-90s. So here's one for Poison. This one got used quite a bit. It's a little bit damaged. And another Poison one. I really like when they sparkle like that. This is a very thick Dust Devil. Not sure what that is. It's nice on the back too. Just says made in Taiwan on the back. And another really thick one. Thicker the better, I guess, when you're slamming them down on the POGs. And then I think these are my favorite 4 of the whole batch. Mondo 2-ton Slammer. I just love the way that shines. It's almost got like a Stanley Cup kind of look to it. And that's made by the official Slammer Whammer Imperial company. I don't know if it's the same Imperial that made toys back in the 80s. Jolly Numbskulls Corporated. I like that. I like the gold, nice thick. That's made by POG, the original brand. I like this Punisher looking skull, also made by POG. And this is cool. It looks like a coin. I mean, it's plastic. But it came with the Slammers, so I'm thinking it's a POG Slammer. That's Michael Jordan. So this is Space Jam. I don't know if you can see. There's some of the animated characters on the back there. And then Michael Jordan with Bugs and Tweety, and looks like Sylvester. So thank you so much for joining in today on Old Toy New Joy and allowing me to share my newly found 1990s POG Slammers. If you liked the video, please like the video, and we will keep them coming. I encourage you, as always, to visit other episodes of Old Toy New Joy, because there might be something on there that interests you, or that you would be interested in getting into, such as vintage action figures of G.I. Joe, Transformers, He-Man, wrestling, old sports cards, not just from the 90s, but when I say old sports cards, I mean the 50s, the 60s, comics, Star Wars, of course, old Hot Wheels, again, not just 90s Hot Wheels, the 60s and the 70s, and so much more. Until next time, this is your Toy Whisperer saying farewell on Old Toy New Joy.